video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a Monday with breaking news regarding a crypto reserve for the United States, and Bitcoin maxis might be losing their minds. We also have updates regarding the SEC and cases they have dropped, as well as people buying Bitcoin and maybe other national banks that aren't feeling the Bitcoin reserve vibe. If you're ready for the Zest, the news, the education, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share this stream out with friends so more people know what's going on here, and check out our two amazing sponsors of the show, Cake Wallet and Market Cipher. Use code ZESTY for 15% off a Market Cipher. I do have some news to share at 100 likes, so we're going to get after it this morning. I want to make sure we can also get a subscriber goal going of 19,360 subscribers. 7 more away. Let's get it. I also would like to thank Piano Matty B for rating in here. As always, he's an icon. And shout out to Duke. I'm his biggest fan, and he sang very well this morning. Very well. Tree Doc, thank you. When Litecoin ETF? I think the deadline is October. So that's what we got there. Let's say good morning. Let's say good morning, good morning, good morning. Guys, where is everyone this morning? What's going on? Smash the like, share this out. Let's get it. We have Brian Blocky, Mike Volmer, Silver Days, Garog, Alexandra G, My G, good morning. Tyler Fitzpatrick, good morning. Haven, good morning. MetaMask Weeks. We got Lasers, good morning. Ninja, Black Hat, as always, good morning to you. We have, let's see, who else? Nicole's chilling, talking it up this morning. One House Production, good morning. Great Gazoo, nice to see you. We have, let's see. Everyone's talking a lot this morning. I love to see it. You guys are killing it right now. James, good morning. David Bowles is in the chat. Good morning to you. Joe Harvey, good morning. Army Piper said, Oh, you're in Tampa. You're about to go on a cruise for a week. That's awesome. Shout out to you. Which ship is it? I see there's a lot of ships that pull up here. Wish we were able to meet up and maybe grab lunch or something. But you know what? We'll figure it out another time. Yukio, good morning. Nice to see you over there on X. JRM0 or JRMO. I can't tell if that's a 0 or an O. Good morning to you. Branko, good morning. Cook4015, good morning. Jimmy, good morning. Pink Panther. We got Donnie over there on X. A bunch of people over there on Rumble as well. Please make sure you follow us on Rumble. West, good morning. David Lee. Branko, good evening to you, my friend. Pi, good morning. Dave P, good morning to you. Carnival Paradise. That's awesome. Love that. All right, guys. Smash the likes, share this out. We're going to get after it this morning. We have 49 people watching. I think everyone's sleeping this morning. We got to wake up, everyone. Wake it up. So we got a lot of breaking news. Before we get into that, your market recap looks very nice and green. We're killing it this morning. Again, we have that crypto reserve announcement, which is going to be our spotlight today. And then it's going to be in our coins to watch. Or should it be our spotlight? I'm still debating that a little bit. You know what? I'm going to spotlight another coin today because there was breaking news regarding the SEC dropping or the federal judge dismissing an SEC case against OneCoin. So I think that's going to be our spotlight. And then we have our coins to watch, which is going to be all the coins that are under this reserve that Donnie T put out. So we have a lot going on here. Bitcoin, though, speaking of Bitcoin, $90,573 right now, down 3.9%. Yesterday, we had a nice little pump because of the Bitcoin and crypto reserve news. We went up about 10%, closed at around 9.5% in the green. We went from about this $85,900 to $94,000. Again, that's where we opened today. We wanted to hold 91K support, but it seems like we're falling below that now. So I really wonder what's next for Bitcoin. I really think that maybe it could have been a fake out pump. Who knows? But there were a ton of liquidations yesterday, which is where we're going to start off our headlines. So let's get it. Oh boy, drama, drama, drama. We got a Bitcoin rally yesterday that saw bears get wrecked, losing $550 million in liquidations. Here we go. Bears bets on major tokens lost nearly $600 million on Sunday as traders were caught offside following Donny T's announcement of a U.S. strategic reserve for several tokens, which we'll get into later. Bitcoin tracked futures took on over $344 million in losses across longs and shorts, leading losses in the market, followed by $170 million in liquidations on ETH tracked futures. Futures tracking Cardano, XRP, Solana registered over $70 million in liquidations each, their highest in September of 2024. Absolutely not. So this is huge. A lot of liquidations. Again, we were even saying that maybe this was a fake out where we were testing that 200-day SMA, and if we were bullishly testing it, then we wanted to hit 90K, which did happen, but maybe that was artificial because of this announcement by Donny T, being that we did see that the RSI was majorly oversold, again, the lowest since back here in August, and even before that in June of 2024. So we had a really nice pump to the upside, but now we are back in the bearish end of things for the RSI on Bitcoin. I don't know what's going to happen next. Again, we don't have a crystal ball. Ideally, you want to hold $91,000 Bitcoin. And it's not going to stop people from buying Bitcoin. Metaplanet, a Japanese company seeking to be one of the largest corporate holders of Bitcoin in the world, added to their stack with 156 Bitcoin. They purchased 156 Bitcoin for $13.4 million at around $85,590 per Bitcoin. As a result, Metaplanet achieved a Bitcoin yield of 31.8% year to date. As of March 3rd, Metaplanet now holds 2,391 Bitcoin for a total amount of $196.3 million at an average price of $82,100 per Bitcoin. According to Simon Jerovich, CEO of Metaplanet, the company has been formally invited by the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ to introduce their platforms and functions. He said in an X post, "We're considering the best way to make Metaplanet shares more accessible to investors around the world." Metaplanet is up approximately $21.3 million on its Bitcoin strategy, while its shares are up 20% on the Monday market. Shout out to Metaplanet, making moves. It's bullish. Nicole, a member for 2 months, said, "Update maps on my stolen BMW. JK, much love, fam." Much love to you, fam. Much love to Nicole. Thank you for being a member. Guys, we also are doing an after show this morning. Let me make sure that is up in Discord. Oh, it didn't go up. That's weird. Okay, well, we're going to be doing a community after show. So even if you are not a member, we are going to get after it. So member or not, make sure you guys are there. Once we end the show, I'm going to hop in there too. You should be able to see the event now in Discord. So there you go. Good morning to everybody. Please smash the likes and share. I appreciate every single one of you guys. There are some national banks and other countries that maybe aren't as bullish on Bitcoin as others, and that's including Switzerland. Their national bank president reportedly dismissed Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Swiss National Bank, or the SNB, President Martin Schlegel has rejected the idea of holding Bitcoin as part of Switzerland's central bank reserves, citing a lack of stability, liquidity, and security. You're telling me?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Wise
welcome.
to start with BTC. We don't know how the L1S will hold up to true M adoption of utility. If they break, the coins will dump. Also, it seems as though the ones chosen are partly due to who got in Trump's ear first.
Digiman, I'm sort of agreeing with you there. And I appreciate that. And his response was to the poll. Should a crypto reserve be Bitcoin only? Yes or no? Make sure you guys are entering that poll and let me know your thoughts in the chat. I don't know. A lot of people are a little upset because we're going to get into the controversy later. I'm not going to sidetrack yet. But definitely a little bit surprising at the coins that they chose regarding what's going to be in the crypto reserve. But I'm going to digress on the topic for now. But Digi, I'm going to keep this in mind. I'm going to put my finger on the page and get back to that in a little bit. Thank you for actually bringing that up. So Switzerland said that Bitcoin lacks stability, liquidity, security when it's really hands down the most secure network. I would say besides Litecoin, to be honest. And then liquidity wise, I don't understand why they're saying it lacks liquidity and stability. It's the best performing asset of all time. I would like to see them talk about their own fiat currency or any currency for that matter in that regard. Speaking to Tam Media Group, Schlegel cited 3 primary concerns surrounding crypto. The first one is volatility, which he said makes them unsuitable for long-term value preservation. Second, our reserves need to be highly liquid so that they can be used quickly for monetary policy purposes if needed, Schlegel told the media, before pointing to a lack of security inherent with being software-based. He said, "We all know that software can have bugs or other weak points." The Swiss National Bank president's words came amid a growing debate in Switzerland over the nascent asset class. A recent initiative is pushing for a constitutional amendment requiring the SNB to hold Bitcoin in its reserves alongside gold. And this is where it kind of goes back to the central banks being very, very timid about Bitcoin and crypto just because it's something that doesn't rely on them to give it value. And I think that with it separating money from state, it's obviously something that they can't just take away from people. So regardless of if they have it as a reserve or not, they're going to miss out on it big time. Big time. Now we do have Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin talking about Roger Ver. Now Roger Ver, or Bitcoin Jesus, was indicted for alleged tax fraud, but it's again like this all comes up after he leaves the country. He didn't want to be an American citizen anymore, and then they go and try to essentially arrest him and put him behind bars for a potential life sentence. If you guys know Roger Ver, do you guys believe that he should be serving a life sentence? Put a 1 or yes emoji, 2 or no emoji. Yep, timid about losing control indeed. Vitalik Buterin calls this potential life sentence absurd. And I think I'm going to agree with that 100%. Roger Ver, an early Bitcoin investor who was once known as Bitcoin Jesus for his support of the cryptocurrency, was indicted for alleged tax fraud last year and could be sentenced to life in prison. Now, a lot of people in the industry are stepping up, including Vitalik Buterin, who called the potential sentence absurd. We're going to go to his actual post here. He said, going to prison for the rest of your life over nonviolent tax offenses is absurd. The case against Roger Ver seems politically motivated, like Ross Ulbright. There have been many and plenty of people and corporations who have been accused of far worse and yet face sentences far milder than what Roger is facing. The argument that the flashlight on him is motivated by the things he said, namely his advocacy of freedom and refusal of it to accept legitimacy of coercive state power, seems compelling. This is worth standing against because selective prosecution for unrelated offenses is a common way of circumventing protections like the First Amendment, or in more authoritarian countries, even more basic things like moral prohibition against punishing people for the crimes of their family members. The U.S. tax by citizenship and associated exit tax regime is extreme. The former is shared by almost no other countries in the world, and the latter is on the high end of what countries do, like the U.K. only charges capital gains if you return within 5 years. If the IRS did intimidate Roger's lawyers to get privileged information, that is a bad faith move. The right to consult lawyers in confidence must be kept sacrosanct. Or I believe that's what that says. Genuine good faith mistakes should be treated by giving the actor the opportunity to pay back taxes if needed with interest and penalties, not with prosecution. And now, what I found very cute, almost in a way, which is not really that cute. We had in 2014 Roger Ver advocating for Ross, saying to free Ross, and now Ross in 2025 is saying free Roger. So they got each other's back, and I do believe that it's extreme, very much extreme, for going to jail for life. When again, he left the country, man. Like, he didn't really do anything wrong as well as I know, because again, I'm not a lawyer or an accountant, but this is definitely an authoritarian measure, which was started by the the last regime or the last administration under bye-bye. So hopefully Trump fixes this because this is absolutely ridiculous. Let's put hashtag free Roger in the chat, because whether he did something wrong related to taxes or not, he should have an opportunity to free himself and to get out of it. Also, the thing is that you look at the banks as well. TD Bank circumvented AML measures by an extreme amount. A lot of money went through there and was put towards bad actors, to say the least. And yet they just paid a fine and they get to keep operating, and no executives went to jail. But then you're going to come after Roger Ver? Like, it just doesn't make sense whatsoever. It's a corrupt financial system, absolutely corrupt. And this shows it more than anything else. Even Donnie T is aiming to abolish the IRS, which would probably help a lot of people that get targeted by the IRS. Do you believe the IRS should be abolished? One or yes emoji, two or no emoji. And Jill Gensler, Poman said. Crypto Ace, good morning. One Harmony, all set. We got Jesse in the chat. Good morning. Alex O said sending the gang. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to Alex sending the gang. Bird next door. Thank you. Oh, I see the raid coming in. Pump it up, friends. You got to pump it up. Andrew Cameron, good morning. Guys, we need members in the chat. If you guys have the membership emojis, make sure you're using them. Let's get those fire emojis out there. Shout out to Papa O. I appreciate you so much. Everyone, please go follow Alex. Hold on. He shouts my channel out all the time because he's such a good dude. Make sure you guys follow Alex. He's almost at 10K subs. Let's get him there. If you could, make sure you guys are subscribing to Alex O Crypto. His link is in the live chat right now. Shout out to Alex. Much love to him. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, share. Do we have 100 likes yet? Because I have something to say. I have something to say. Or maybe I should just tell y'all now because there's so many people raiding in. Well, I'll just tell you now because I am going to be on Newsmax today, guys. I'm going to be discussing some crazy things on Newsmax today, 2:45 p.m. Eastern, 2:45. Also, please join our Discord because we do have an after show. So today is for everybody, and then Wednesday and Fridays are for members only. But 2:45 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax. So please tune in to Newsmax. We're going on the mainstream news today. We're going on the mainstream news. Shout out to everyone again. Thank you so much for joining. Smash the like, subscribe, and share. We're on to the next thing here. We're going to talk about the SEC. We're going to talk about Donnie T. So it's going to be a little bit of a mix here. You know what? Yeah, this is what we're going to do. I know what we're doing here. Now, the headlines aren't too heavy today, but we do have some good headlines. So there's going to be the first ever crypto roundtable at the White House next week. David Sachs is calling this the Crypto Summit. So this is actually pretty interesting nonetheless. So if you guys take a look, we're actually going to go to David Sachs's Twitter because, you know what, rather than reading the article, I actually have the tweet pulled up. So David Sachs is doing really well right now as a crypto and AI czar. So this is his official government Twitter, aside from his personal one. So he says that we have the crypto reserve consisting of everything, and there's more to come at the summit. And so he tweeted a few days back that President Trump will host the first ever White House Crypto Summit on Friday, March 7th. Attendees will include prominent founders, CEOs, and investors from the crypto industry. He looks forward to seeing everybody there. I believe this is huge. And so this is just about a month after David Sachs, alongside congressional leaders, gave his first public remarks as Trump's crypto czar. So on the February 4th press conference, he said, we want to keep that innovation onshore. Financial assets are designed to become digital. And just like every analog industry has to become digital, and we want that value creation to happen in the United States rather than giving it away to other countries. And we need to keep innovation on shore. So many businesses have left, and too many bank runs have happened on companies in the United States. Again, Binance US, perfect example. All their banking partners got cut off. What happened there? They had to fire 3/4 of their workforce. Then also manipulates the market to the fact that if people can't get access to crypto exchanges, then there's less liquidity coming into the market, and therefore prices are not the same as they would be. Period.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're
We
welcome.
needed a puff puff P emoji PLZZZZ.
Thank you, Nicole. I gotta simmer on that. We're gonna simmer on that. I appreciate it. There's a lot of emojis that people want. We just don't have enough members to get there. So we have a few emojis that people want before I could probably get to that one. But that could be on the list if people would like it. All right, guys. Don't we need to educate the next generation to prepare them for what's waiting for them? Exactly. That's why I'm here, fam. That's why I do this show every day. And that's why we need to be able to help people in every single way possible. And I'm going to be working on more educational content to keep that going. That's why I go to schools and all those things too. Now we're going to get into our spotlight, which people are going to be a little shook at this spotlight. Before we get to the spotlight, we do have Coinbase, which is doing something pretty interesting here because we know that Coinbase was in a long-winded battle with the SEC along with so many other crypto projects and companies, which is wrong. Even Gemini's founders, the Winklevi twins, I call them the Winklevi twins, but Cameron Winklevoss was calling for the SEC to pay them back for their legal fees because they had to spend millions of dollars to be able to fight the SEC on things that they had no foundation for, essentially. If there's no laws of the land, what are you suing people for? And I believe that to be true. Like, the SEC, where did they take all the money? There's a lot of taxpayer dollars. It's just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Now, Coinbase is trying to pinpoint where the SEC spent the money. Now, this is, or how much they spent on these non-fraud investigations. Again, if there's no laws of the land, Gary, what are you coming after people for?
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
I'm calling for DOGE to investigate the SEC now. Investigate Gary Gensler now. See where all their communications went and who they were talking to and why they did the things they did. And there was even evidence that came out, because we're not going to be silly on this channel. We know what the truth is that people like Liz Warren, put fire emoji, Liz Warren emojis in the chat, gave questions and answers to Gary before the hearings would even start. And that's ridiculous to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's corruption at the highest level. Now, again, Coinbase is trying to pinpoint exactly how much the SEC spent on non-fraud investigations and enforcement actions against the crypto industry under Gary Gensler. Through a Freedom of Information Act FOIA request filed this morning, again, this is breaking news today, the company says it's seeking information on all investigations and lawsuits related to the offer and sale of digital assets, secondary market transactions, staking and lending from April 17th of 2021 to January 20th of 2025. The requests include the number and names of investigations and enforcement actions during that period, as well as information on SEC employments and contractors, including hours worked and pay, plus budget and compensation details for the SEC's crypto assets and cyber unit. That is crazy. Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul, tells Eleanor Terrett the move is about transparency for American taxpayers, and he's hopeful the SEC leadership that we have in this administration will continue to turn over a new leaf when it comes to the accountability factor. The SEC did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Being that this SEC is not even the same as the last SEC, though there's a few people that are in this one that were here when Gary Gensler was here. But a lot of them didn't agree with Gary Gensler. They didn't. And we had people like Liz Warren that were greedy, Gary Gensler that were greedy. This was wrong, especially like we were faked out big time with Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler entered the SEC. People were like, oh my gosh, this guy taught at MIT. He's so smart. He's going to advocate for the industry. And then he just destroyed us, and became public enemy number one. Public enemy number one. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I have to low-key digress on the topic because I rant about Gary Gensler all the time, and I'm just hoping that DOGE investigates and audits Liz Warren and the SEC. Do you believe that DOGE should audit the SEC and Liz Warren? One or yes emoji, two or no emoji. They keep saying they're going to investigate these politicians that make like $200K a year, somehow have a net worth of millions and millions and maybe even billions of dollars. Ridiculous. Gary was a paid actor. Absolutely was a paid actor. 100%. I had to find this clip of Tom Emmer asking Gary Gensler about like everyone taking their money out of the banks and putting it in crypto, because that was a great clip. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Tom Emmer, Gary Gensler. Let's see if I can even find this clip, because it was so good. It was so good.
The SEC broke the law, your attorneys lied to the court, and no one in your leadership here in D.C. has been held accountable. That tracks. Seems like business as usual here in Washington. Okay, switching gears very quickly. It's been recently reported that Vice President Harris has finally said she'd craft clear rules of the road for the digital asset space if she becomes president. Is this your approach too, sir, or do you think she's rebuking you because she doesn't think you've done a good enough job establishing these clear rules over the last 3 years?
Yeah, this isn't it. Darn it, man. Oh, it's okay. Maybe one day I'll find this clip, because it was so good, man. Like, it was actually really fire. But Tom Emmer has come after Gary Gensler quite a lot. It was actually really great. So we'll see if I could find this clip at some point. It was just embarrassing for crypto. Not for crypto, more so just people that believed in Gary that shouldn't have believed in Gary. SMH, just shaking my darn head out here. Shaking my darn head. Make sure, if you guys aren't yet, subscribe to us on a Rumble, because Rumble is awesome. And they're very much promoting crypto content over there on Rumble. We're live there right now. I'm going to put the link in the live chat too. You guys are chatting it up over there on Rumble. There we go. There's the link. Shout out to Verhoofdy Floof. Shout out to everybody. I hope you're going to say this on the news. Listen, I've come after Liz Warren on the news. I've come after a lot of people on the news. Like, not come after them, but I've stated some facts, because you don't just like have bias, right? Like, I could have bias, right? I could have my own opinions, but if you're going to say something, you need to back it up with facts. And I back things up with facts all the time. I don't just say things for no reason. Smash the likes, share this out. Let's keep going. We do have our spotlight today. Like I said, the show might be a little bit shorter today because I have so much going on, but we're still going to get after it and do the after show once this ends. And this, again, is for everybody in the community, not just people that are members. And if you want to become a member of the channel, I encourage it, because then we are live on Wednesday and Thursday after the show for members only. Okay. So now we have our crypto project spotlight, which you guys are going to be shook at what goes on here. Let's go. Listen, let's not get too shook here about the project spotlight. Just people need to know about it. A federal judge dismissed the SEC case against none other than Richard Hart from Hex. Now, people know him that as the dude that he was also on my show a long time ago. He was a fashion icon. However, people got mad because they believed that Richard Hart was not doing the right thing with all the Hex money, and somehow he was rugging it and going to all these luxury stores and buying a sheesh ton of designer things. And so people didn't like Richard for that reason. And I think that was more of a guerrilla marketing tactic, which honestly, it worked, because people that got mad at him, it worked in his favor because it brought more attention to the coin. Now, back when I lived in Brooklyn, there was this guy that I would see all the time at my local diner. And I met him because he was telling me about Hex and stuff like that. And he did good. He did good with Hex, and he was able to do a lot with his profits. However, again, Richard Hart had this odd reputation in crypto. He gets that engagement on Twitter still, I will say that, especially when he announced this. The federal judge Amen dismissed the SEC's case against me, not the SEC. The SEC didn't just sue me. They sued the open source PulseX, PulseChain, and Hex software as well, all dismissed. This is a win for crypto and Donnie T's vision for America. So Richard Hart, man, he was getting slammed by the SEC. They were not messing around when it came to Richard Hart. And if you look at his if you look at his ex, he's also giving Cardano their props. So he's trying to remain unbiased here. He also said regarding the case that he appreciated Judge Amen's careful ruling, which has dismissed all of the SEC's claims against me. This type of victory over the SEC is quite rare. PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex are not securities and should be allowed to flourish. Hex has operated flawlessly for over 5 years. Today's decision in favor of a cryptocurrency founder and his projects over the SEC brings welcome relief and opportunity to all cryptocurrencies. Thank you, Donnie T, for supporting crypto. And then he actually put the thing here, dismiss is granted. And so I can't believe they actually dropped this case against Richard. I thought, this could be a nice headline for people that are anti-crypto, but it seems as though this administration is holding up with what they're saying about just not going after people for no reason. So the judge wrote in her ruling, the relevant online communications described in the complaint during the offer periods consist of untargeted, globally available information, saying the SEC failed to plead sufficient facts to suggest Hart's online statements were purposely directed at the U.S. rather than a global audience. The court also ruled that the participation of U.S. persons in the project did not give the SEC jurisdiction, stating that the complaint merely alleges that an unspecified number of U.S.-based investors participated in the offerings without demonstrating that transactions occurred in the U.S. So the SEC could appeal the ruling or amend it within 20 days. So this could be, it's like 95% over. So there's a 5% chance that the SEC could clap back and say, we're going to appeal this decision and continue to go after Richard Hart. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Hex? If you're bullish on it, 1 or yes emoji, 2 or no emoji. This is huge, in my opinion. Absolutely huge. We do have Hex this morning that's just below a penny and a half, up 4%. A $7.8 billion market cap. Volume the past 24 hours is down around 1%, $2.76 million in the market cap. It was, when was Hex launched? I feel like it was launched a while ago. Let me get the exact year. What year was Hex launched? 2019. I was going to say 2020. 2019. December 2nd of 2019. It was an ERC20 token. And so then he obviously has his own blockchains that he created, which was basically almost a copy and paste of Ethereum with PulseChain. And he wanted to basically give you, like, if you have, for example, Randi token on Ethereum and like 10 Randi tokens, then you could essentially bridge those over to PulseChain and you would still have 10 Randi tokens. Again, I'm not too technical on how that works, but there was some sort of bridge thing going on there with Richard Hart and PulseChain. Hi, Val. Hi, Val. Quarter Crawler, good morning. Ovidian, good morning. Matthew Smeed, nice to see you. He's super bullish on Richard Hart. Laser, if you listen to Richard, it will blow your mind if you understand the implementation stuff I can't even say here. What can't you say here? Miguel, 121 likes, he says, and that's him. Guys, make sure you guys get after it. Smash these likes. Let's go. Pamp it up. So that's your project spotlight is Hex. Then we also have our coins to watch, which I have to edit the transition because I have to just get rid of the number on top. But nonetheless, here are your coins to watch and the breaking news regarding the U.S. crypto reserve. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, Donnie T named, well, technically 5 coins, but in his initial announcement, he put 3 coins. And I'm going to go directly to Truth Social here because, oh wow, he tweets a lot. I'm going to go to my Truth Social and read this to you guys. So he tweets yesterday around 10:24 a.m. Again, stirring the pot big time. And if you were sleeping in on a Sunday, you missed this. So Donnie T says a U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which at least he admits it. Which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve, including XRP, Solana, and Cardano. I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. Following up. People started losing their absolute minds. People were like, what do you mean? Where's a Bitcoin? Oh, the maxis were throwing a tantrum on Twitter. A tantrum. So that was around, I'm going to get the exact time. The first tweet was at 10:24 a.m. Eastern. Then at 12:11, so about an hour and a half later, after people are losing their absolute, he goes, and obviously Bitcoin and ETH as other valuable cryptocurrencies will be part of the reserve. Oh, will be part of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh, boy.
Oh my God!
So I was laughing, man. I saw this. I was laughing. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was like, okay. So out of all things that they're going to put in a reserve, it was going to be Solana, XRP, and Cardano. I mean, I don't know. Do you think these were good choices? Put a 1 or a yes emoji, 2 or a no emoji. Do you believe that these were good choices for a crypto reserve? XRP, I understood to a degree because we know Ripple was lobbying big time on both sides. Brad Garlinghouse had a nice little dinner with Donnie T back over in Mar-a-Lago. So that I understood. And obviously he was accused of lobbying against a Bitcoin reserve. Secondly, Solana, I was confused about just because, again, the network has issues scaling. However, I did kind of see the vision just because Solana has the tokens. Like the Donnie T token, the Melania token, and a bunch of meme tokens are over on Solana. And apparently the Solana founder met with Donnie T, which has kind of been confirmed, kind of not. Cardano, though, was the one I was like, okay, like, Cardano, like, where did that come from? Because I never heard Donnie T do anything with Cardano, have any involvement with it. Even World Liberty Financial, the Donnie T family project, never spoke about Cardano, so that one was a shocker. Bitcoin and ETH, that's kind of was a given for me. How do you guys feel about that? I need to know. Like, also, why wasn't Litecoin included in there? Like, it's basically the closest thing you could get to Bitcoin. So I just feel like this was just very odd. Am I happy for the XRP, Solana, Cardano communities? Absolutely, I'm there for you. I just don't understand. Like, I just feel like these were really random picks. This was very random. Very random picks. So we're going to go through the charts for all of them. And then we also, so those are your coins to watch. So let's go into watching them. So Bitcoin we were looking at already. We're going to look at Ethereum, which is struggling big time right now. $2,300 down 8.6%. Again, we had a nice bounce off of this 2150, 2160 mark yesterday. And again, we were trying to approach that 2650, but we didn't quite get there. Today, we're rejecting our level of 2350. We want to maintain support there, or maintain support at least at 2160. We have a green dot printed on market Cipher, bringing that momentum up. VWAP is looking quite good. We have the money flow that's still tipping down. I don't know. I just feel like this didn't really affect the market as much as I thought it would. The RSI, major pump upwards out of that oversold, but now it is coming back down. It's still mid-bear. Ethereum, man, what's going on with ETH? We're going to look at XRP next. XRP pumped above our golden zone of 275, hitting a high of about $3. And so we are rejecting this 275. Now, you want to bullishly have 275 as support. Your bearish level to watch is $1.83 over here. Looking at market Cipher, again, we are down 10.4%, sitting at $2.63 this morning. Money flows in the red, but ever so slightly in the red. You're going to hope that turns around eventually as the green dot is printed, pulling up that momentum. We have the VWAP pumping as well, and the RSI had a major pump above that neutral, went almost more than mid-bull, but pulling back now, approaching that neutral. We'll see what goes on with XRP. But the pullback is real. The pullback is real. What's next on my list? We're going to go look at Cardano, which is right there. So Cardano crossed that dollar mark, hitting a high of around $1.19, $1.18 yesterday. Again, we did not hold the support over here at $1.10. That is a psychological level to a degree. But if you look back in the past, the selling pressure is very much apparent at that $1.10 level. Rejecting it today, we were looking to hold support at 90 cents. Again, you do not want to lose 90 cents. Again, there was a major pump yesterday from the bottom of this candle to the top where we closed up 71%. So you could picture a lot of people took profits in that candle and traded that crazily. Now, we went up 70% yesterday. We're down 14% now. Red money flow is definitely still here. It doesn't even look like much changed with the money flow. You wouldn't even know if you were looking at that candle right there. The green dot printed, pulled up that momentum massively, but still has yet to cross that zero line. VWAP is looking pretty good. The RSI had a major pump from the depths of the bear end of things to oversold, and overbought, apologies, and pulling back quite a bit today, but not as much as you would think. So absolutely nuts for Cardano. Let's take a look at Solana too. There we go. So Solana, I mean, darn man, it's getting hurt right now. It's getting hurt. We basically tumbled once we lost support at this 229, 230, just bam, lost support at 190, bam, below the 200-day SMA, lost support at 168, and then boom. It's like, if you look at this, our levels are on point, man. They're on point. Your bearish level to watch now and where you want to hold support is 135. If we lose that level of support, I'm going to pull this out a little bit. We're looking at $109 Solana, which is a dramatic drop from when we hit those highs. From the high for Solana to now, we're down 46%. And that's not even that long. I mean, we hit this high over here on January 19th. That wasn't even that long ago, man. That wasn't even that long ago. So I would just keep calm, huddle on, be cautious. We have a green dot printed on Solana. We're currently down 11%, sitting at $158. Green dot printed pulled up the momentum, but still not close to that zero line. Money flow still tipping down. VWAP seems flat, still bullish though. And then we have the RSI, which is pulling back after just breaking through that neutral, but it was oversold. So maybe the relief of selling pressure is over. People really started getting upset with Solana. They started to fade it. They were like, hey man, maybe Solana's days are over because the meme coin market just got crushed. The volume is down massively with the meme coin trading just because people kept getting rugged and losing money. So like, how much money is left after people lose it all on the meme coins? Wow, my poor mug is almost dead. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. We're also going to get into other charts too, and if you have requests, then let me know. We do have an after show starting in about 10 minutes, so please make sure if you haven't yet, join the Discord. Again, everybody is invited, member or not, be there. I'm going to be there for about 10 minutes, so we'll hang out and bring your questions, please. People are saying the insiders were trading. So do you think there was insider trading related to this crypto ETF, crypto reserve announcement? Put a one or yes emoji, two or no emoji. Yeah, definitely. A lot of the rugs on Solana definitely took it out. It took it out. People are not going to keep throwing money at something that they're just killing themselves with. I know I wouldn't. That's why I stay out of like the speculative BS, for lack of better words, because it just doesn't make sense for me. Why would I just throw money into something and hope for a 10x when it could just rug 5 minutes later, rather than maybe DCAing in something else? So I just don't get it. It's not for me. I don't really participate in that madness. So you could have like one Trump coin for the meme. You could have like one Melania for the meme, but other than that, I really just don't even see the point. Oh, Michael Cartwright, 10 memberships. Thank you. John Legend got one. That's good. That's good. Oh my gosh, pump it up. Thank you. Guys, do remember that I'm going to be on Newsmax today, 2:45 p.m. Eastern. Also, we have 3 more subscribers until we hit our goal on YouTube, so please like, subscribe, and share. Let's get it. Let's get it. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. I went for a walk today. Nice to see you over there in the chat. If anybody is new to the show, you let me know, because I do want to give you the appropriate amount of love. Let's keep going. Let's look at Litecoin right now. $114, down 10.3%. I think people sold a little bit of Litecoin because they were a little upset that it didn't make it in the reserve. But with Donnie T's tweet, it kind of tells me that they're going to add more. And I picture, I picture Litecoin definitely being in a reserve at some point. Do I still believe that a Bitcoin reserve should be separate from the crypto reserve? Yes. But I think it should be different things. Like there should be a Bitcoin reserve, an ETH reserve, an XRP. Like I don't know if it should all be together. And also this is big for the market. And I wonder if they do have this crypto reserve, how much are they really going to buy here? Anyway, Litecoin, we wanted to hold support over here at $114. We're looking to push that 142. Bearish level to watch is $104 Litecoin. Again, falling below that, we're looking at $97 Litecoin. We do have a red dot printed here, man. That's pulling the momentum below that zero line. VWAP is below the zero line. However, the money flow is still green, which is pretty interesting. RSI was pretty bullish for a while. It was more bullish than most of the market. However, it is now bearish. Dogecoin, man, struggling with that 200-day SMA. We tried to target it, and it was, again, like hitting the darn wall. We really want to target that 200-day SMA at 24 cents. You also want to hold support at 23.5 cents. Your bearish level to watch is holding support here at 21. Even more bearish, we're looking at 18 cents. Again, we're down about 9.47% at around 21.5 cents at the moment. A green dot printed is pulling up the momentum ever so slightly. We are working on that red money flow. Seems like it's still decreasing. VWAP is flat. And then you look at the poor little RSI. That's pulling back as well. It's still bearish. The whole market's dipping right now. It's dipping. Yep, M2. I agree. Oh, shout out to No. No is in the chat. Johnny Paycheck said XRP is the fastest. You know, it's one of the faster ones. Shout out to No. Let's put those Doge emojis in the chat. Zep, nice to see you. Bitcoin and everything else. You know, people like, it's so funny because if you pay attention to like what people say to me on social media, you're like, Randy's a maxi, a Bitcoin maxi. And then other people are like, Randy's a sheet coiner. And I'm like, so where am I? Where do I fall on that scale? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, it's just wild how everyone has their different perception. I mean, I love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my number one. Bitcoin is my biggest hold, and I'll say that fully. But you have to cover other coins. Like, if I'm going to be a crypto educator, you have to talk about other things. You can't just say oh yeah, I'm not going to talk about everything else. If you don't educate people on everything that's out there, then how are people going to choose if they want to stay Bitcoin only? But you can't teach them Bitcoin only, or I'm Bitcoin only, and if you own anything else, you're a sheet coiner, and make people feel bad and then tell them to sell. Like, that doesn't make sense. Because then if you do that, then you're just not giving them the full picture. That's like telling them oh yeah, I'll only tell you about the Hondas, but I won't tell you about BMW or Mercedes or Hyundai or all these other it just doesn't make sense. You have to give people options so they can make a decision. So, Flavor's like, I'm a Six Flags maxi. Six Flags is pretty cool. But I've also, what was I at? I was at another amusement park not too long ago, and they had Dippin' Dots. So if there's an amusement park that has Dippin' Dots, then I'm in favor of Dippin' Dots. I think Six Flags had it too. I haven't been there in a really long time, though. Shout out to Saul. But yeah, you just gotta be fair to the market. So shout out to everyone, though. I appreciate every single one of you, maxis or not. I don't really care. You got to do what you got to do with your money. I'm never going to tell you what to do. However, you just have to, people in this space just take their power and do the wrong things with it. What are the crypto reserves for trading annually? So the crypto reserves, I think they're going to just buy a bag and hold it. But there's no saying how long, if they buy XRP, how long are they going to hold it? Is there going to be a price that they would sell at if it gets to that? So I don't know. Branko said, you come across as an educator and source of crypto news. Thank you. Well, I am going to be on Newsmax at 2:45 p.m. Eastern, and my title on there is Crypto Educator. So that's what I do, man. That's what I do. I educate, and I try to do the best I could to provide value to all you beautiful folk in the chat. Now, we have over 800 people watching on x.com. Beautiful. Nice to see. We have basically 1,000 people watching us across multiple platforms. Love that. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate you. Honda Man, it's also nice to see you in the chat. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Please smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share it out with friends. We're going to hop out of here right now and go into the Discord after show that begins in a few moments. So please go into our Discord. Join the show. Everyone's invited, not just members. Wednesday and Fridays are for members. So become a member of the channel. 10 of you were given a membership for free today for a whole month from Michael Cartwright. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. See you guys on Newsmax at 2:45 p.m. Eastern, and I will see you guys in the Discord right now. We have 150 likes on YouTube. Would I work with the government if they hire you educating crypto? I would definitely work with the administration to focus on education, because I believe they need someone younger that actually will help the next generation. And they need someone that actually uses this tech. Hello, because honestly, the people that sometimes they have regulating this industry probably never opened a Bitcoin wallet or did a transaction or used the DEX in their life. So we need people, young people that are going to carry this for the next generation. And if they needed educators, they needed an advisor. I got it. So I would. And so hopefully we can get after it. Shout out to Crypto Princess as well. Crypto Princess and I are going to collab soon. So shout out to her as well. All right, guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. See you in the Discord right now. Smash the like, subscribe, share it out with friends. Have a happy Monday. And I'll see you on Newsmax this afternoon. Stay zesty. Peace.